Imagine reading a text that shapes an entire culture, only to realize the person who wrote it doesn't actually exist. For centuries, the publishing world was a maze of hidden identities. Thousands of books, pamphlets, and manifestos circulated heavily under untraceable aliases or cryptic standalone initials. This created a persistent barrier for historians and publishers. Without a verified author, the cultural record remained fragmented, with major works essentially detached from their true creators. Enter William Cushing. In the late 19th century, he took on the grueling, entirely analog task of tracking down the real humans hiding behind these masks. His solution was this reference text, Initials and Pseudonyms, a dictionary of literary disguises. Cushing realized that the only way to impose order on hundreds of years of deliberate deception was to build a rigorous alphabetical framework. A traditional dictionary was the logical tool to index the chaos. This diagram maps the core logic behind Cushing's work, sorting disguises by the reasons authors chose to hide. The first major category, the pseudonym as a shield. Anonymity was strictly a matter of survival, shielding them from two main threats: censorship and prejudice. Political dissidents frequently published revolutionary essays using a single, disconnected initial. This stripped away any identifying markers, allowing them to criticize the state without facing severe legal retaliation or physical harm. Similarly, marginalized writers relied on pen names to navigate aggressive industry bias. In the 18th and 19th centuries, women frequently adopted male pseudonyms to get their manuscripts past highly restrictive patriarchal publishers. Once those manuscripts bypassed the gatekeepers, the results were highly measurable. Books that would have been rejected outright suddenly secured mainstream distribution, achieved high sales, and serious critical review. These writers used the pseudonym as a necessary layer of protection, ensuring their work reached the public without the interference of social or legal retaliation. Moving across this diagram, we hit a completely different motivation: the brand. Here, one origin point splits into multiple colored blocks representing different genres. Highly prolific writers often use distinct names to monopolize different sections of the bookstore simultaneously, treating each pseudonym as a separate commercial entity. This strategy solved the problem of market oversaturation. If a famous science fiction author wanted to release a romance novel, a new pen name ensured their existing audience wouldn't reject the tonal shift. Then there is the final and most complex category Cushing documented: the game. Some writers constructed elaborate, entirely fictional personas. They fabricated full biographies, hometowns, and personal histories to accompany the fake name on the cover. This tactic merged the author's identity with their fiction. By building a believable life for the pseudonym, the writer invited the reader to engage with a character before they even opened the first page. Because of these varied tactics, Cushing had to operate like a detective. His index demanded intense investigative work to map out highly calculated, diverse psychological strategies, rather than just compiling a list of names. This image contrasts Cushing's analog cataloging with the modern digital archives where his book lives today, illustrating how digital searchability replaced physical indexing. The concept of absolute anonymity is practically dead, killed by the modern digital footprint. Researchers now use linguistic analysis AI to automatically scan a text's syntax and vocabulary. Linguistic analysis AI is a computational tool that measures the unique grammatical patterns and word choices of an author to identify their specific writing style. Combine that computational power with instantly accessible publishing metadata, and creating an unbreakable literary alias is essentially impossible. We can now verify authorship in fractions of a second, a stark contrast to the decades of manual, grueling cross-referencing Cushing endured to build his index. Looking back at Cushing's meticulous records proves something crucial about literary history. Publishing under your own real name was a rare privilege. For everyone else, the pseudonym was the most powerful, defiant tool they had.